Hello guys. Yes, the old man's back. YouTube gave me a nudge, noting that I hadn't made a video for ages, years in fact, which prompted me to give a quick update and include a brief bit of an oldie with its oops moment. Frustratingly, I've become a bit of a cripple these days. Now past 80 and the old back problem's bitten hard for ages, so standing is plenty of pain, sitting a bit easier, but best is to lie down flat. It's beyond repair and painkillers avoided as much as possible, if possible. The shop? Well, it sits there mocking me despite still wanting to make several things, having still got projects in mind. So let's run through the hammer deal. I'm afraid resolution isn't ideal. Started off with a raid in the metal bin. Found some bits and pieces. One useful bit of steel tube and a piece of aluminum tube, and we'll get those two to mate together. And then some larger tube to use for a mould. Fairly suitable size. We'll see what we can do with this one. Right, well, we managed to get the aluminum onto the steel to make a handle, and then take the mould as it will be, drill a pilot hole, then move up to a 3/4. Yes, it was a boo-boo. I had to do some adjustments later, which I won't go into in a lot of detail because it's not that exciting, but we got over the problem. And the next thing then was to split this into a couple of pieces, two halves. Well, set it up on the bandsaw. We used a tie down to try and keep it in place, and that wasn't very successful. So into a vise, mark it up, and cut it by hand. The easier solution in the end. Now we got two pieces, two half pieces, couple of clamps to hold it together, and then decide what to do about the oversized hole. In the end I made a collar bushing to make up the difference and finished up with a fairly good fit. And I can't for the life of me remember, I put a roll pin in the end, which you might just about see there. Anyway, the point is that's basically getting ready for casting some lead. Now, get the old forge fired up and get some lead melted down, and set up the whole thing on a piece of aluminum channel to act as a heat sink and some spacers to get things fairly level. Worked out fairly well. Now, get that lead melted down. This is some old lead pipe and a lead ingot. Make sure I got enough molten material. Right, we're ready to give this a go. We'll scrape the dross off the top and do a pour. Prior to that, get some heat into the pipe mould. Make sure it's not too cold so the lead doesn't set up too quickly. And then a pour. But oh, something's wrong. Yeah, something's wrong. Let's pour a bit more. Yep, something is still wrong. Thinks. Well, you know what's happened, I think. Doesn't take much to work it out. We'll see the evidence in a moment. Oh, you can see that table's not too steady. Yeah, that's what I just said. Yes, look at that. Handle full of molten lead. Oh dear. No wonder the first two filling attempts didn't work, because it leaked. Silly old man. Plus, of course, shrinkage when it cooled. Predictable, but quite significant. Anyway, let's split the mould pieces. And see what we got. Not too bad, except for the shrinkage. Which we'll have to deal with. I think we're going to use what I would call the easiest solution in the end. Basically, take an equal cut off each end. Bit difficult on the bandsaw. Lead is so soft. So I had to be a bit careful with that, but it turned out reasonable. Altogether, doesn't feel bad. Can't remember the measurement without checking. It's probably 4.5 inches, 5 inches. I was quite pleased with the end result. I would do it better next time. So 2 screw-ups. The second one was certainly a doozy. Anyway, there you are, guys. Thanks for watching.